What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? How about this green screen? Now it looks like I don't just have bags under my eyes. I got a full airport luggage rack. Let me just kind of collect myself here for 30 seconds before I get into the taping of the pod. As I just got back, actually watched the game at Three Lions along with England Senegal. Big win for the Three Lions, and so I got like no idea. I just need no. It looks worse how it is. I can still get some volume. I'm still fine. I don't know anything else that happened in these noon games because the Wi-Fi at this place was awful. Are the Vikings going to lose? We got Giants, Commanders going to overtime. Anything else I need to know? All right, let's dive into it. Good morning, everybody. I'm Bart Winkler. I don't know who's going to pop in. I don't know who's going to pop out. I'm happy to be here with you. And this is another Packers win over the Bears. And so I think as you scroll across the dial or grab your podcast or wherever you go for your Packer loving content, I think a lot of people are going to be very excited that they won. I think that the way I got a take that people aren't going to like, so I'm trying to dive into it here. A famous moment on the show now is when Matt in the Falls called in after the Packers beat the Cowboys and was very pissed that the Packers won because we're not going to make the playoffs. It's not going to help our draft position. It's not good. It's not going to be good. It's not good. And I said, sometimes I just like watching my favorite team win, right? Sometimes I just like to see my favorite football team win a game. And I don't feel that way today. I have always only, because, sometimes when you do a job like sports radio or when you publicly give your opinions all the time, where every opinion's on record, every tweet's on record, and until I delete it, everything's on record all the time. And so I just say what I feel. And after the Cowboys game, I was very excited that I watched my favorite football team get a victory. I was very excited. I don't feel that way today. And I think it's because, well, okay, hold on. Let me backtrack a little bit. At first, the Bears were up, 10-0? And I was preparing for us to lose. And that would have pissed me off big time. Because the way that things were happening this week was Bears fans were ready to beat the big bad. Bears fans are ready to celebrate the end of this dynasty that the Packers have had over Chicago. Rodgers is on the way out. Justin Fields is ascending. Bears fans are ready for this to be the game then to encapsulate that. Yeah, the Bears are 3-7 coming in. Packers are 4-8. Both teams are bad. But this was going to be the game, the moment where the Aaron Rodgers demon was slayed. So for Chicago fans, that's what they got excited for. Chicago fans were much more excited for this game than the Packer fans were. I know that. I've talked to one or two, but I know that Chicago fans were much more excited for this game than Packer fans were. Packer fans, we are tired. It's been a bad year. There's not a ton to look forward to. We don't know what the future is. And it's just, the games are boring. Like football, I watch some of these Sunday night, Thursday night, Monday night games, and they're so exciting. And they're so good. But Packer games this year have just been not that. It's been a bad watch. It's been a tough watch. So I didn't want to lose because I didn't want Chicago to win. Okay. I think what's bothering me after a win, and this is classic entitled town speak, and this is classic sports radio find an angle. But again, I'm telling you how I feel. I've already been scolded in my family text thread for this. I'm just telling you how I feel. I think that the Packers, it wasn't that big of a game. I mean, it's Packers Bears, but what is that anymore? Packers Bears is like what Minnesota Wisconsin has become. You don't want to lose just because you don't want to lose. You've been beaten up on the other team so much. And so Minnesota, when the Gophers finally beat the Badgers last year, they finally did it. And then they beat us again. And they're selling shirts. They made and are selling, and they're flying off the shelves like back-to-back Axe shirts. Could you imagine? Minnesota's not that good. But the Badgers were a bad team. So they beat us a couple of times, and they're so excited. So this kind of feels the same way. Like, this is a rivalry because, like, Vikings and Packers right now is a rivalry. Any game can go either way. Teams win here, teams win there. Any game can go either way. They've not played in the playoffs in a while, and the last time they did, I think, who was the quarterback? Joe Webb. So the Packers and the Bears at least have that 2010 NFC Championship game where there was a lot on the line. The Packers and Vikings haven't been there, but when you watch a Packer-Viking game, any team can win. Packers Bears, it's dominance over Chicago, and the Bears will win a time or two if they break Rodgers' collarbone or whatever. No, they broke what did Shea McClellan break? Different than what Anthony Barr broke. So I didn't want the Bears to win. Let me 100% hell no, because then Chicago would have celebrated. This was the Super Bowl for them. This was their Super Bowl. But for the Packers, I think just like it's good. Okay, see, I'm trying to talk myself out of this now. Celebrating a win. I mean, you only play 17 of these things, so getting a win at any point, what a relief that is. You know, you don't want to lose to the Bears. But I just thought it's just not that big of a deal. It wasn't that big of a game, and it's not that big of a deal. It's a big deal that we didn't lose. It's not a big deal that we won. So I guess we're still alive. I heard them at the end of the TV broadcast saying, well, there's a game, the Giants and Commanders, and we're going to find out what happens there. That could be interesting for the Packers fans. How is any of that interesting? We're not in a playoff chase. So I'm just not excited. I'm not even relieved. I'm just happy. I'm happy the Bears didn't win a football game today. And for the Packers, it was a game. It was a game they played. I'd prefer that they win rather than lose. I think two things are really bothering me. Two people are really bothering me. Jair Alexander got torched by Equanimous St. Brown. And then N'Keal Harry, because he tried to bite the interception. So when he tried to do that, he got the interception later. He got rewarded for bad behavior. Some of these guys, sometimes you watch a player and they are really struggling, and then they make a great play and redeem themselves, and you're really happy for them. And sometimes what happens is a guy is just sucking, and then he makes a great play, and you're like, okay, well, you still had a really bad game. Like, that was a bad game from Jair. That was a really bad game from Jair Alexander. But he got to celebrate, and I've turned on Jair too. I hate that I have. I'm a jerk for it, but I have turned on Jair. I have pretty good. And I don't know if there's any turning back for me. I hope there is, but I'm just tired of all the celebrating he's doing when he's 100. You know, the Packers are down by so many points, and he's acting like I've burned out on Jair. Also, I'm in a really bad mood because my mouse won't work. That's really pissing me off. It's fully charged too, so I'm pretty furious. So I'm trying to go back up and get some of these comments. I got a way to figure that out here. Also, the other guy that I'm upset with is Wayne Larrivee. I had a dinner once. I was at one of these dinners, and Wayne was at my table, and I never met Wayne, but we had a really good talk. It was he had listened to the show. He says he likes the show. He listens, but he was more of a Freeman guy. He just tolerated me, as did many. So I had a really good talk with Wayne Larrivee. I was like, wow, this guy's like, this is cool. I had a nice moment with Wayne Larrivee. I told Chuck that. Chuck's like, oh, I've talked to Wayne. Wayne does not like you. He doesn't like your persona. He doesn't like your shtick. He doesn't like anything that you do. I'm like, well, why wouldn't? So now I don't like Wayne. Well, he don't like me first. So he's on the radio and he's acting like, first of all, Justin Fields had a nice play. I thought for a minute he thought he was calling a Bears game again. And then he was all like excited. Oh, this is this game in this rivalry is going to be such a footnote and an afterthought about where this rivalry is. So that's what bothers me about this game. It's that it wasn't that important. And I didn't like seeing how important people thought it was. So that's where I am. I'm always glad when my favorite team wins. I'm not draft position jockey guy. I don't really care. I'm glad the Bears did not win. But I'm not like super emotional either way. Ryan says, Jair sucks. I don't care about the interception. He is T-Buck part 2. I just don't like how a lot of the celebrating comes when they're down big. And this wave goodbye, everybody's waving goodbye, Big Dog's waving goodbye, Rodgers waving goodbye. I don't know. There's a time I just don't think that when you're 4-8, you can be talking soup. I just don't think that. And that's where I'm at. So if you're joining the YouTube or if you're on the show or listening to the show and, you wanted me to play the Bears still suck, or you wanted me to go all crazy and wild, that's just not the energy that I have for you today. And I do apologize for that because I wish I did. But the Packers Bears, the rivalry, the only reason that the rivalry is still alive is because they care so much. And they really thought this was going to be their moment. They really thought this was going to be the day that Fields beats Rodgers, and it didn't happen. And I'm glad for that. I'm glad that the national narrative, not even nationally, no one cared about this game. Did you see the map for this game? Nobody got this game. Nobody did. All right, quick timeout on the podcast. We're back in, I don't know when, but we're back soon. And we're back. Hey, I want to tell you guys about Happy Place Hemp while we're here. Happy Place Hemp. I stopped in to see the guys the other day, trying to think of some fun promotions to do with Christmas. Let me know, too, if you've ordered from them, what's been your favorite, what you've liked, because a lot of times what happens is, oh, okay, I'll check out this Happy Place Hemp. They sell gummies, CBD, the THC, the Delta 8s, Delta 9s, THCOs. You're able to get all of that available legally in the state of Wisconsin. They can ship it to you discreetly. You can pick it up in Muskego. Go to happyplacehemp.com, use the promo code BART. But now that you've done that, because a lot of people have done that, and thank you, you're helping keep this going. You really are. So when you do get your next order, let me know what you're getting. I want to know what people are buying. I want to know what people are talking about and what people are using. So happyplacehemp.com. Again, the promo code is BART, and you get 25% off your every order. First order, second order, third order. So a lot of times people will make that first order, try a couple things. They'll figure out which gummy they like the most, and then they'll do a bigger order on order number 2 on that first order and the next order. And every order from then on, you get 25% off your orders. happyplacehemp.com. A couple of different ways to reach the show. The Carl's Place voicemail line, that's sponsored. Check them out. My link on Twitter, 402-915-BART. Or we always have the StreamYard link up during these live shows. Austin has become the StreamYard regular, and there he is. Back in the Rodgers jersey, which on a previous show.
Oh, fuck the Bears.
Sorry, okay, well, there's some excitement that's probably much needed because I've been kind of Barty buzzkill right now.
I know you have. Hey, man, they can lose out the rest of the season. I don't care, but gotta beat the Bears, gotta beat the Vikings. We know the season's shot. Are they going to win out, go 9-7? Who cares? They're not gonna. We know.
No.
Yeah, but fuck the Bears, man. Let's go.
Ration Your Fucks on Twitter. That's his handle. He says, this win does nothing for me. Was rooting for Chicago to blow us out, so we see Jordan Love. Now Rodgers might talk his way into playing next game, which would suck. Let Love play and lose for the better draft pick. I'm going to propose, Austin. Here's what I'm going to propose. I'm going to propose what I proposed with Brett Favre in his waning years as a Green Bay Packer. I am going to propose that Rodgers can play the games in domes and in warm locations, and Jordan Love can play the cold games. Because just like when Favre got old, Rodgers looked miserable today, and I don't blame him. It's cold out. I was outside a little bit yesterday for a Shorewood had this tree lighting, which was basically a Hallmark movie. It was nuts. The Hallmark movie where the whole town gathers and they bake cookies and it was crazy. But it was so cold. We were outside for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Aaron Rodgers had to play football in this. You could tell how cold he looked. So I do eventually want to see Jordan Love. Rams aren't starting anybody at quarterback. We're out of it. We'll see if Rodgers finagles his way back in here. But for me, all I want to see is Jordan Love. That's it. Rodgers played fine. He overled Cobb on that one.
That was somehow a miscue on both their parts, and they've been together for so long.
But then early in the game, I was pissed because he's throwing balls to Cobb like it's 2013.
Yeah, Bart, man, you got to stop with hating Rodgers so much. The guy is fucking awesome.
Okay, a lot of my Rodgers hate I'll siphon away to Jair because Jair's really pissing me off too.
He pissed me off today. He got burned twice, looked like he didn't even want to play the game, made a pick, and then was like, oh, I'm the reason we won. I need that guy to play fucking cornerback because he's playing awful. And I don't know what that is, and I don't understand. Like, okay, he got that guy, he completely bit on that one route by the line of scrimmage, and then he burned him. And
Harry burned him. St. Brown just torched him, and then Harry
but he was
Harry made a move, yeah.
He was lockstep with him. So, like, even if he was lockstep with him the whole way, that guy made an athletic play. Like, that was a hell of a catch. But Jair does look like he doesn't care out there. But Rodgers looks like he cares, man. And I think we can have Rodgers play one more game. They'll do the bye. He'll pretend like he's healed, and then we'll have Love start the rest of the games out of the season. We'll put Rodgers on IR because they know that what do they have, a 2% chance? Like, they know.
I mean, I've stopped looking. I don't know how anybody's still paying attention to that. I have stopped looking.
Okay, right.
Are you still like excited for you're still like thinking playoffs even?
No. I'm saying that's what they're thinking. Rodgers will do one more game, and then you'll see Love start out the rest of the season. But what I'm saying is you can't be pissed that they beat the Bears.
I'm not pissed.
You're always pissed at the fucking
I don't
Bears.
like this team. So I realized that today too. Because I was in the car when Jair got the pick, and I'm like, why am I not happy? Because Jair got the pick, and he's pissing me off. And then because I don't know. I don't like this. I realized I was walking up to my door. I said, this might just be like with the Brewers, where I love the Brewers and I love the Packers, but I just don't like this team.
Yeah, you're cynical. You hate you hate them.
But I like a lot of things. It's just that every time that I come to a microphone,
USA lost in the World Cup.
What?
Are you pissed that soccer that the World Cup they got eliminated? Is that why you won't let this Bears ass kicking bring you some joy on a Sunday?
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about on today's show. USA lost to Netherlands. I am pissed about that. Hold on, I'm watching the end of this Jets game, and the Vikings got the interception. So the Vikings, this is probably public knowledge to most of you listening if you've got the podcast, but the Vikings are going to win 27-22. I still don't think that they're good. I think the Vikings are good. I don't think they're NFC Championship good. I think that the Cowboys come out of the NFC. And it also looks like the Commanders and Giants might tie.
We're rooting for a tie over in the living room, somebody's got a parlay. We're rooting for a tie. They got the Giants +2.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to tell me someone bet them to tie like it's soccer.
No, they're just hoping.
All right. So as we're recording this, the Packer game just ended, and we're going through some stuff. Anything else you got for me, Austin?
No, Bart. I just want you to cherish the beating of the Bears. Be happy today, man. We're 5-8. The season's over.
Can I equate this?
Beat the Bears.
Let me do something. Can I? Because I'm a middle-aged guy almost, and I talk sports in a platform. So
you're like 5 years older than me.
Yeah, but can I equate this to sex?
Let's go. Yes, please. I want to hear this.
You know, like the first time you had sex.
Remember it? It was in a car. I was 17. Probably shouldn't say that on YouTube.
I just asked if you remembered. I never asked for details. But then, like, it's always good, right? But the more that you do it, it's like, well, I mean, it's sex. We beat the Bears all the time. It's losing its luster for me. Now, if we lose to the Bears, aka you don't
finish.
My mother-in-law listens to these.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, all right, Bart. I'll put you on YouTube.
See you, buddy.
Bye, buddy.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring in Hot Take Jake, who on video looks like he could be. I don't know what's on the bottom down there.
Can you hear me, Bart?
Are you on the elliptical while you're doing this?
I'm on the Stairmaster, man. You got to build out that peach.
Mm.
Which, by the way, when you combine this and then you take Austin's story, this is going to be your most viewed video on YouTube. You know that, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of going to get the NC-17 label.
Ooh, things are moving on in the Bart Winkler universe. We're crossing new bridges, trying new things.
Yeah, I'm going to text Tim Shea and say, if you come on today, I need you to Winnie the Pooh it.
Yeah, or like have him do the old Shawn Michaels Playgirl pose, put the title belt over it, and just kind of lay there.
Yeah. Or I'll have him do it, but put some gummies down there. That'll be good.
Oh man, are you trying to drive away your only sponsor, Bart? What is wrong with you?
No. Hey, that's great.
I suppose you got to give the people what they want.
Oh, let's give some love to Golden Chicken.
That's true.
Let's give some love to Carl's Place, where you can get golf simulators.
That's on my Christmas list, so I hope somebody gets me one. I hate golf.
Well, use my affiliate link.
It reminds me of that guy in Old School when he's like, my life is terrible. I hate everything about it. Oh, I go golfing every Saturday, but I hate golf. Yeah, that's what I think about when I think of golf. It's kind of like soccer.
Hey, people are supporting the show. Don't give me this only sponsor business.
I know. I had to give you a little bit of shit because you're on my shit list because of the Josiah DeGuara hate. So
yeah, I acknowledge that. Did you not catch Fridays yet?
I did. Yeah. Well, I kind of caught it because whoever your guest was, I already forget his name. He told me to take a walk, but
Ryan Horvat.
Yeah, he's like the most fast-forwarded guest in podcast history. Like people just do.
Ryan Horvat?
Bart, I don't care about betting. I'm a good boy. I don't sin.
Oh, okay. Well,
but yeah,
Ryan Horvat's sins have bought him a lot of nice things.
Ryan Horvat, like, if Aaron Rodgers was like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna fart in your face," he would just open his mouth wide and be like, "Please, sir, may I have another?"
Yeah, he likes Rodgers.
A little bit, too much, a little creepy to me.
How do you feel about this win today? Because I'm apathetic, maybe is the right word. I'm glad we didn't lose.
I would say it's one of the dumbest wins in the history of the franchise. It means nothing.
I just don't like how much we pretended that it mattered.
It doesn't. Like, oh, you now have the most wins in NFL. Well, you're the oldest team. You should have the most wins. I thought it was like a perfect snapshot when Jair Alexander gets that interception. The whole team runs in the end zone and poses like, "Oh, good for you, you little fellas! You 4-8 team beating another 4-8 team. How impressive!"
Yeah, and again, so I can hear football guy. I got one guy chirping at me about how he played. I don't know. These guys are always like, "Oh, you never lined up with your brothers in college and sweat as the offensive lineman." I go, "Okay, I mean, I know how football works."
Bro, it's a game, man. Ain't that seriously? Like, there's an actual war going on right now.
Like these guys, being a fan is one thing, but these guys live it every day. And when you get on the field and you get to have a fun moment and you get to go down to Chicago on the road and win and you get a big pick, like, yeah, you're gonna celebrate like that. But I waving bye to the fans, like these Bears fans, they didn't do nothing to you. They were for the shittiest team ever.
I texted my buddy. I said, like, the way they were treating this win. You remember when the Minnesota Timberwolves, they got the play-in game and they won to make it to the playoffs, and they were
but I thought that was cool.
You thought that was cool?
I was in with them on that, yeah.
Like the championship title celebration, Beverly crying on the court, like, it's just bizarre. Like, no, just complete lack of awareness.
But I'm also trying to play out like the alternative. The alternative is that's the Bears doing that to us, and that would have sucked. So
I don't care. If Green Bay was good,
I couldn't have. No, I care.
If Green Bay was good, I would care. But they're so bad, like it's not even worth caring about.
Breaking NFL news: we have a tie. We have a tie between the Washington Commanders and the New York Giants. Okay, everybody, you got a fucking tie.
Is that good or bad for Green Bay's playoff chances?
Anyone who asks that is pretending.
Yeah. No,
you got a tie in football. I'm tweeting a tie in football.
I know for you that's got to be
the most terrible sport ever.
I was just gonna say that's got to be so satisfying for you.
Very satisfying.
And it's poetic
Force
in a way.
it down my throat.
In that way, I'm happy now.
In sports, what the F?
I'm happy for you. Apparently, the United States lost. That's what I heard this morning. Is that true?
Oh, man, they lost yesterday.
And it was like a big time. It was a blowout, right? It was like 3-1.
Yeah, 3. Did we score? No.
3-0?
I don't remember the score.
I mean, that's got to be a record, right?
Oh, no, we did score. We got a little bit of – yeah, we lost 3-1. We lost 3-1.
Hey, can we
talk record for most goals in a game?
I know I had a hot take about Chris Middleton. Can we talk some Bucks? Because what happened to the Bucks defense? The first game Middleton's back, it just went to shit.
I'm not going to judge that game. That was a weird – Darvin Ham needed that. The Lakers haven't tried all year until Darvin Ham faces his old guys.
See that?
Now, Middleton was shooting well, but then one of the last possessions, they pass it to him, and it goes through his legs. I was like, oh,
yeah.
No.
You know, I'm more upset about that loss than I would have been if Green Bay would have lost today. It's like it's the Lakers. They're ass, yeah.
Yeah, I don't I saw a good tweet earlier. Someone was like, Anthony Davis puts up 40 and you're trying to put him on Mount Rushmore. Giannis does that and no one gives a shit.
Which is true. Like, it restarted the whole – because it's always been this weird argument that AD is better than Giannis, which hasn't really been the case for like 6 years now. But it for some reason, like all the casuals and like the national media, that's like one that they latch onto, and it's annoying. Because like just watch a game and tell me who affects the game more.
Well, yeah, it's always Giannis.
Yeah, there's nobody that affects the game on both ends like he does. So, but when you're the best, people are gonna try to find something.
Wow, I hope First Things First and First Take and First Cowherd at lunch and all these first shows on Monday are talking about this tie in the NFL. This is a big deal. How can you tie? How can you play and not have a winner? That's fucked up.
Was it Donovan McNabb? Didn't he back in the day? He didn't know they could tie.
I didn't know. I didn't know they could tie.
The more you know, you learn stuff every day.
You learn every day. Anything else? It was a busy weekend. We got a lot to cover. Brewers made a trade. Should I get into that?
Did they trade for more junk?
They traded away some junk.
Yeah, it was junk for junk. I saw that. A couple guys that had some power, but pretty much classic Brewers. Just a little bit of pop. Can't hit for average. Can't get on base.
I don't hate the trade. Winker's a nice reclamation project in our bandbox. Toro's okay. I thought Toro was better than he was. Then I realized he hit like 183 last year. And getting rid of Colton Wong doesn't do anything for me.
I could be 100%
He's not that good of a hitter anymore, and his defense got bad. So I'm not like sad he's gone.
I'll be 100% honest. You could have just made up those names and I wouldn't have known.
Even Colton Wong?
Like, I vaguely remember he was on the team. Did he play this year? Was he hurt? I don't remember.
Wow.
It was so
I
long
wish I
ago.
knew
Like,
that little about the Brewers as you.
It's the Brewers. Like, it's how the Bucks used to be, where people were just like, oh, yeah, the Brewers, they're still around, right? They're still in town.
Jeez. There you go, our hot
Apathetic
take.
Jake today.
I'm kind of there with you.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Everything.
We'll keep that sweat going.
I'm trying.
Yeah. Look at that. Two things at
See-
once. I got my grand piano back here. I could probably put a Stairmaster over here.
Absolutely. You want
Here
to
in
bring
this rec room right here.
bring those views up. You go live every show. You get a little sweaty,
Yeah.
and not sweaty from like eating too much, pork rinds or something. Just like moving around a little bit. You'll get those ratings up.
Yeah. All right, buddy.
All right, love you, Bart.
Love you. Hot take Jake. Andrew jumps in. He says, hey, you killed it on Parkins and Spiegs Friday. Yeah, I was with my buddies on 670 The Score. The Twitch commenters loved me. They said they wanted me 10 times a week. The reason Chicago fans like me is because I come on the show and I shit on Aaron Rodgers. So it's the same thing I do here. It's just you got to play to the audience. Maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. Brew Pack Avs. I would have been all right losing or winning this one, but it was nice to see them beat Chicago as always. Yeah, Packers get the win 28-19. It really did look like they were going to lose for a while. Rodgers looked very cold. I thought the running game and Dillon, like, okay, when it's cold and it's December, you're going to need A.J. Dillon. Finally, that came true. A.J. Dillon's had a lot of opportunities to make it an A.J. Dillon game, and it finally happened today. So that was good to see. But Jones, 9 for 26. He never really got going. They did that toss play was really starting to bother me. Either Rodgers didn't want to hand off or what, but Rodgers would just pitch it or toss it. And I don't know. It wasn't going anywhere. So they kept doing that over and over. Only averaged 2.9 yards a carry. AJ with 5+ that long touchdown. It was good to see. Christian Watson is the real deal. This has been a silver lining to this season. 3 for 41 today, had the touchdown, which I thought was a bad pass by Rodgers. If I'm going to be real picky, I thought Watson had to come back the other way, but then ran one in 46-yard score to seal things. So that was very exciting there. Crosby did he do fine? What happened to Cairo Santos? That was a weird kick. Crosby was fine. All the field goals today were like 12-yard field goals. Defensively, I've already ripped on Jair. He's really pissing me off. This Justin Hollins guy, nice pressure there. Didn't play a lot, but I think he's somebody that could make a name for himself in the offseason. Preston Smith here in the comments, a lot of you guys are ragging on. And Devondre led the way in tackles with 11. You guys can jump in again, the Carl's Place voicemail line, 402-915-BART. Comments on YouTube, comments on Facebook, comments on Reddit, comments on MySpace, comments on just send me a self-addressed stamped envelope and I'll reply to you there. JM says, I hate that the Packers keep messing with our emotions. It's just none of the emotions are linear this year. It's weird. It's weird. And again, all I ever do is tell you how I feel when I feel it. Today, I feel a little apathetic. I'm very satisfied. Maybe I should press pause on this one. Think about it for a little bit, do a different podcast and post that one. Because maybe I should play in my head, like, what would have happened had the Bears won? What kind of reactions would we be getting from Chicago today? Because the Chicago, I follow all these guys, to mention the score again. I follow all these guys and keep track with what's going on in Chicago. And the way that they were reacting to Justin Fields not even beating, but having a good game against the Dolphins. They lost that game, but they were celebrating, and they've been celebrating because they know that the new era is coming. Well, eventually those have to translate to wins, and this was a game where I thought a lot of Bears fans thought that they were going to finally, this was going to be the day. This was going to be the day. Packers were coming. Rodgers is old. Rodgers is cold. Packers are coming down and they're going to beat them. And it looked like they were going to for a long time. And then the Packers figured it out. I'm still not sure how they came back and won this game. Bears, Fields was good, but I don't know. Jay Cutler was at the game, I'm being told. That is why. Here's Ryan again. One of the worst signings by this team was the wrong Smith. Preston is overweight, slow, and gets zero pressure. I promise you to the stars that if Zadarius Smith was a Packer this year, he would not give a fuck. He would be bad. But he's with the Vikings, so he's got something to prove. If those are Zadarius words. Craig says this game was hard to watch. Seriously, sit Rodgers so we can see what we have in love. The defense is absolutely horrible. Spark Guy is a Bears supporter, but nobody knows Bears fans better than me, so lie to me, Spark Guy.
Well, first off, before we get into the game, Wayne Larrivee, you just don't like him? Or I heard the thing about Chuck. Is that it, though? Was he nice to you when he met you? I was just a little surprised to hear you.
Wayne Larrivee and I were at a dinner together, and it was very nice. And I was like, wow, that's really cool that Wayne listens to the show. He knew me. We had a really nice time. And then Chuck told me that Wayne hates me, which that could have just been Chuck fucking with me. But then the next time that I saw Wayne, I actually saw him recently. I tried. There was no. I don't know. It's just weird.
What if Chuck played both sides of it? What if he told you that Wayne doesn't like maybe you and Wayne are supposed to be best friends and there's all this turmoil? Maybe he said the same thing to Wayne.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, maybe he did because when I last saw Larrivee, it looked like I did. Yeah. Oh fuck, Freems. That's gonna ruin our momentum.
When you get Chuck, it's going to be the whole hour. You guys are going to have to unpack the Wayne Larrivee stuff.
So Chuck Freeman, I've been putting a lot of public support and pressure on him to get him on this podcast because he's very open to doing anything with me again. I don't know that he thinks they'll allow him, which is weird. But also, he tweeted that if Bart and Chuck are going to reunite, it's not just going to be on some 1 hour podcast. Frames. This is the way of the world, my friend. You come on here and do this podcast with me. More people will hear that than a whole week of us on the radio. I promise you.
Maybe he's holding out for an NBC Saturday night Christmas special or something. I don't know what else the format would be, but
I don't know. One thing remember when Wicket and Chuck and Wicket did a reunion on the game for a week?
Mm-hmm.
And that was really cool. It was a really cool moment. Everybody got to listen to him, but I'm not going to give me and Chuck's reunion to anybody else. It's going to happen on my show. Okay. It's going to happen for me. I'm not doing it for anybody else. If I'm going to have a reunion with Chuck, it's going to be me. Gotta look out for number one.
You'd be like Taylor Swift. You guys can re-record all your old shows, so you have the rights. Just do the script and just go right through it.
So you're a Bears fan, Spark Guy. I've said a lot of things of how I think Bears fans felt about today's game, and you've been telling me that I'm wrong.
Well, I think the first one to say is I'm a Cubs fan too. I would say that the easier one to say is the Cubs. Just get clear on it. Cubs fans, majority-wise, do not care about the Brewers. Right. And if the Brewers are doing well, they'll actually cheer for the Brewers because they've, everybody from Chicago likes going to Milwaukee. Everybody from Chicago likes Milwaukee. They always have great things to say about the city. They like it. So there's absolutely no rivalry between the Cubs and the Brewers. That said, the Bears and the Packers, of course. For the 3 hours that you're watching a Bears Packer game, I want the Bears to absolutely win. I see the draft order. The Bears should be number 2 right now for the draft. They could take that and swing it to a team that needs a quarterback. Dude, that'd be a bounty. The game's on. I want the Bears to beat the Packers. For sure, I want the Bears to beat the Packers. But that said, I think that the importance of, I would say, and this is going to be a highly controversial thing, but I'm going to say it. Over the last 25 years, particularly since that 96 Super Bowl win, I would say the Bears fans and their fan base are more content to their reality than the Packers are. And they've had way more success, don't get me wrong, regular season basis, playoff appearances, but the amount of crushing playoff losses and everything else, this is not a situation where we're Jets fans and the Patriots have rattled off 6 Super Bowls or whatever. Like, every year ends the same. And I think that does change the rivalry. Yes, they have the mantle on the Bears for the last, how many years, but most years end the same for the Packers. So it's a rivalry. It always will be a rivalry. I don't think anybody that's a fan of either team is going to be saying that today's game didn't matter. The next hour, the next 2 hours, Packers got it. Like, they won, they're excited, everything else, but we're going to be back to reality again. And it's one of those, like, Bears and Packers are pretty much in the same reality. They have been for several weeks now.
You make a good point. Like, I didn't think about that. We have a lot of we've got Super Bowls, Packers, 2 of them, but they got a lot of bad games where you can do a top 10 worst playoff losses of the last 15 years and not get all 10 there because you don't win the Super Bowl, you're making the playoffs. Ipso facto, you're losing in the playoffs. And for us, that's crushing. But if you're a Bears fan, like, yeah, you suck. And yeah, you didn't make the playoffs. But what a fun treat. Every January, you get to see the Packers fall on their face. You get to see Brandon Bostic miss an onside kick. You get to see Colin Kaepernick run all over them. You get to see Randy Moss come in and moon Aaron Rodgers or the Packers, Brett Favre a couple of times. You get to see them lose to Tom Brady after he throws 3 interceptions and a half. It sucks for Packers, but we get to see that. One of the things with the Vikings this year is I don't take them seriously at all as a Super Bowl contender. I'm excited to watch them in the playoffs and lose. I'm so excited that because I know they're going to lose in the playoffs. I'm so excited for that. And that's going to be a nice bonus for me as a Packer fan. So that's interesting.
Yeah, and again, I take something away. I think the other thing I would add is a lot of times when it's talked about today, like, the reason why Justin Fields played today, and I'm convinced of this, and I think a lot of Bears fans, if you listen to 670 or anywhere else, would agree. The reason why Justin Fields played today is Virginia McCaskey will not be alive in September of 2023. Like, this is her last Bears-Packer game, and for whatever reason,
Jesus Christ,
it's the truth. She's 99 years old. It's been said as much. She wants to be. And I think that is not the opinion of the majority of Bears fans. Like, I'm not, like, once the game started, like, yeah, of course, I'm going to be cheering for the Bears to win. And I want Fields to look awesome, this and that. But, like, don't think that yesterday when I'm talking to Frank, I don't have, like, strong RG3 2012 playoffs where I'm like, what if Fields goes out here when he's already injured?
Why does she need to see the Bears beat the Packers again before she dies? Once she dies, she'll be dead and won't know anything that happened. She'll be dead.
It just got dark. No, I think, like, the Bears fans have a realistic attitude about it. Most of us do, at least. Like, we don't go into Bears Packer games thinking that we constantly are.
So you put Justin Fields' health at risk today because for Sister Jean's bridge partner.
Yeah, like, I really believe that. You watch, we'll see. But I have a strong feeling.
Fields look healthy to me.
I don't know, dude. I mean, I was more concerned 2 weeks ago when he had the left separated shoulder. He separated the shoulder because 2 plays before that, his hamstring grabbed him. So his leg was bothering him too.
You want to play Bears GM for a second?
Yeah, what's up?
I want Justin Fields on the Packers. So what would I need to trade with the Bears to get him? Would you take my next 2 first-round picks?
I think it would have to be like 3 times the package for Russell Wilson. And I'm not being an idiot about it. I truly –
You take my 23 and 24 and 25 first-round picks.
We want your kid. We'll take your kid. Like, that's the stakes we're talking to get Justin Fields off the park.
3 first-round picks for Justin Fields.
Yeah. No, more than that. Because that's what Denver gave up for Wilson. And I know Wilson hasn't worked out, but that is the going rate for a quarterback. You not only get Fields, but you get him for 2 more years dirt cheap and a third $20 million year. That's why not to get all over the place, but that's why the Love thing is such a pressing issue, because the Packers got 2 more years of cheap Love. Like, it becomes different when he becomes expensive. So yeah, you get cheap Fields. That's the biggest benefit, right?
Brian says being anti-Wayne Larrivee is not a great hill to die on. I'm not anti-Wayne. Wayne's anti-me. I think.
You don't know that. But I don't know. I would still be on board with him until he does something. People are always playing games, and like
I
I
just
said,
wanted to tell you guys a story. I'm not trying to be anti any. I'm infrastructure weak in this. I'm trying to rebuild all my bridges.
what about? There's another bridge I was thinking about. What about like Dario? He's a bridge, right? Are you going to build a bridge back with him too? Like, who are all the bridges you got to rebuild?
Dario and I have rekindled our relationship.
That's unfortunate.
Dario and I had a nice talk in Canton
I don't know.
at the Hall of Fame.
I don't know. There's some bridges I want to see rebuilt though.
I'll get Dario on.
Chuck. I don't know. Just give Wayne a chance.
Chuck and I are friends.
Yeah, I know. You'll get there. Other than the Wayne Larrabee thing, but otherwise you guys are good. So
it's Bill's birthday.
Is it?
Eric says, "Why the fuck would we celebrate winning to the shittiest team in the NFL?"
I mean, it's like junk food though, right? Like, it was fun. Like, you have to. It was what it was. It's fun. Like, you watch the game, you're into it. You want them to make that interception. You want them to win. That's awesome.
Tony says it's not that cold. Grow a pair. Tony, you probably tweeted that from your couch under two blankets with your heat up to 75. It's cold as shit outside.
You're out there doing the work. Watching a little soccer, watching the Packers. You keep it up, Bart.
I was at 3 lines and I couldn't get on their Wi-Fi. So I like barely know how any of these noon games went. I did see the tie. I saw the Vikings won. AJ Brown went off, I guess. What else?
You're right. You're right about that Viking stuff, though. The Jets had the ball within the 5 2 separate times, down 5 with just very short period of time to go. They gave that game away. I don't know what, man. Vikings they got it this year as far as the luck. We'll see if that continues, but that was that one. What else? Eagles look good.
Okay.
They went wire to wire, and the Lions went wire to wire too. They looked really good on offense, and they just basically dominated. They dominated the Jaguars in the trenches part.
Did something happen to Lamar Jackson too? Did he break his leg?
I didn't see it. Did they end up winning though by 1, or did they lose to Denver?
10-9.
Yeah, Huntley played and he looked terrible, but I don't know if anybody said what the prognosis is if he's out for a while. But yeah, he missed most of the game, so that's a big news story.
All right, buddy. Good to hear from you.
God bless.
I think I have Timmy Shea here in the car.
Hello, Bart.
What are you doing?
Just getting some gas. I thought I'd join for the tail end, maybe. If this is the end, I don't know.
Well, usually when you come on, I'm like, I lose all my interest in doing this.
Oh, okay. Have you lost all your interest yet?
No, I'm actually happy to talk to you. I want to run through. First of all, Brandon tweets, Bart is so wishy-washy with his likeness of his teams. No, I've almost been overly sensitive about this today. I just tell you how I feel. I'm happy they won, but I'm more happy the Bears didn't win. I just thought they celebrated a little too hard. And Jair's really pissing me off. So I did get mad when Jair had the pick. I did.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm happy they won. I mean, the draft pick. Now we're just climbing higher and higher in that order. So I guess whatever. We won. We beat the Bears. Great.
I'm going to run through some comments, and then I want to go through everything else weekend-wise with you.
Yes. I want to talk about that Wisconsin game.
Let's see. These are coming in from, like, prior to.
Did I also hear that you and Dario are, like, best friends now?
No, we made up, though.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Here's one. Q says, today's game did not matter. Let's remember this win in April when we trade up 6 spots when we could have lost this game instead of just trading up.
True. Very true.
All right. Let me start with Friday. Bucks lose to the Lakers. Chris Middleton's back. Do you still want to trade him?
No.
Tim never did. I love when people were tweeting over the weekend. I actually agree with that T. Shea 410. He should be traded.
Trading Middleton.
What else do I got for you?
The Brewers.
Yeah, Brewers. Well, then the Bucks won against the Hornets.
Yes.
Brewers trade. It's two fantasy managers at the end of the year making a trade on deadline day to shake up their rosters. Jesse Winker's not going to come in here and hit 30 home runs.
No.
But the possibility of that is greater than Colton Wong contributing in any meaningful way. Plus, we got another guy, this Toro guy is like a guy that everyone thinks is going to be good and then always sucks. So we'll see. I'd rather have the package we got than Colton Wong. So I like the trade, I guess.
Whatever. It is. I mean,
right.
Winker 5 years ago, sure. Today, no. Whatever.
Jim Leonard is going to stay.
I'm shocked about that. But if there's like everyone said, if there's one guy to convince him to stay, it's Luke Fickell because he was in his shoes. I had a drink with Laura last night. Hi, Laura.
Oh.
Oh.
Laura sends a comment on YouTube. She says, Tim in all caps. Is there more about this drink than I should know?
No.
I got the story of how, our guy Austin, I got the story of the first time he made love.
Oh, no. We didn't make love.
Oh.
We just had a drink. At McGuire's.
You took her to McGuire's?
Well, I was going there, and she's like, I'll come. She wanted to check it out. She's heard about it.
I don't want to ask you too many questions if she's listening.
You can ask away. We're just friends. I know her from
Okay. All right.
Yes. Laura, great person though. She's a big fan of yours, Bart.
Hey, Laura. Look at this fox right here. Let me show you. Okay, Jim Leonard, we got that. Badgers beat Marquette.
Thank the Lord. I hate Marquette so much.
I've talked about this, and we're talking rivalries with Packers Bears, so this kind of makes sense here. Badgers beat Marquette. I'm a Badger guy more than Marquette. I root for Marquette. I turn them on. I watch them. I get happy when they win. I want to see them go as far as possible. But that game when they play, it's like Marquette takes it more seriously than Wisconsin does, fan-wise.
They do.
Because this is the rivalry. We got these other teams because you got the Big Ten, you got other football.
You got Iowa, you got Michigan State. I think those are bigger rivals than Marquette in basketball, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but
so I was happy Marquette lost.
Yes.
Speaking of college basketball, UWM is on a tear. They're kicking everybody.
Yeah, 5 in a row.
Yeah. Any more comments on Badgers, Wisconsin? I don't have much to say. What was I doing during this game? Oh, soccer. I came home, took a nap, and then we went to a tree lighting in Shorewood.
Okay. The annual Christmas tree. Nice.
Yeah, Santa was there, and he wanted to give my son a hug. Like, he came up to my son to give him a hug.
Really?
He goes, ah.
Did you go sit on Santa's lap?
I did not.
Okay. All right. I like the sweatshirt, by the way.
Milwaukee Pro Soccer. Hey, we're real close to 4,000 followers on Twitter. If you guys want to throw us a bone, MKE_Pro Soccer. You'll see some of the great video. I was at 3 Lions today. I signed up for that bar because I wanted to still see the Packer game. One TV stayed on the Packer game, but the rest was England. And England got a big win today. And I had some fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
But by fish, I mean Captain, and by chips, I mean Coke.
Yeah. I understand your language.
So any more on the Badgers?
No, just a good win. They needed it. They needed a good non-conference win. I guess they have the win against Dayton and USC, but this is, it's a good win. It's a good win at Marquette, hostile environment. So
it's always nice to beat a mid-major too.
Yes, always. Little brother goes down again.
Earlier that morning, shout out to Q. Q met me at Nomad. You were supposed to be there.
Did you guys do a shot together?
No, I did a shot with another guy.
Okay.
I think his name was Tyler. Oh, fuck. I'm really sure it was. I hope so. I went to Nomad, and I'm wearing this shit now, and so it's like, but I got recognized a lot at Nomad by people that say they listen to the podcast.
There you go.
I've really been feeling, and again, I am so thankful because I've been feeling a lot of good momentum with this podcast. So much so that I had an interview on Friday that I tanked, which is a story I'm saving. I had a job interview for a real job on Friday. I'll just give you this nugget. I'm saving this story for later. Today's, but at one point in the interview, I looked at the two women interviewing me and I said, should I just leave?
Yes. Oh, those are awesome.
Because I'm trying to do, if I get a real job here, I can't. Then I'm going to be like, hey guys, I'm going to start doing the podcast 3 days a week. And then it's going to be like, hey, I'm just going to do it on Mondays. And it's going to be like, well, what the fuck is he doing? Does he want this or not?
Did they
also another teaser? You will be able to hear me on a radio soon. Not
okay.
Gelb.
1250.
Well, I'll be doing some Gelb stuff, I think, soon. What else? So soccer, that sucked.
Yeah, the USA lost. They're out on Saturday.
Somebody asked me who I'm rooting for the rest of the way. I'm rooting for France, only because when I was at Nomad, for the opener, Qatar played Ecuador. Some kid goes to me, who do you think's going to win the World Cup? I go, I like France. And he's like, you don't know much about soccer. Well, fuck you. France is the best player in the tournament.
All right.
And then I think that covers most.
Yeah.
The college football playoff.
Oh, yeah.
I got a little nervous for TCU.
I did too, but they deserve to be in. Anyone else that says differently, screw you.
And all these, I was watching the thing Sunday morning, and they're like, wow, we're really surprised that TCU is ahead of Ohio State. We're really surprised about that. Yeah. And not one of those 5 guys that are geniuses was like, hey, dumb shits, don't you think they're going to avoid Ohio State, Michigan? They're not doing that again.
No.
They're not putting Ohio State, Michigan. They just played. They're not doing it in the playoff unless they both win.
But they're both going to watch. They're both going to win. I said it a couple days ago. I tweeted it out.
Oh, Georgia's going to bolt race TCU.
I was going to end up playing Michigan in the national championship.
What are the lines? Do we have lines yet?
Yeah. Michigan's favorite.
Did the Badgers get their bowl?
Yes, they're going to the Guaranteed Rate Bowl against Oklahoma State on the 27th of December, 9:15 start.
That's the one I wanted.
Yep, in Arizona at Chase Field.
Yes, I wanted a stupid night game for no fucking reason in the middle of the week.
And then the Michigan is favored by 9.5.
Okay, I've been so busy, I haven't seen any of this yet.
TCU, and Georgia is favored 6.5 over Ohio State. Penn State is in the Rose Bowl against Utah, and
you think Ohio State's going to beat Georgia?
Well, Georgia.
I got that wrong. Okay, I got that wrong.
Favored.
I said boat rate. I get that wrong.
Yeah, Georgia. Yeah, it's Georgia and Ohio State. Yeah,
Wisconsin plays Spencer Sanders. Oh man. So is Fickle coaching that game or what?
Yeah, he is going to coach it in some form of way. I mean, who knows? We have 2 head coaches now.
Have they ever? When's the last time they ever played?
Who? Oh,
Wisconsin and Oklahoma State.
I couldn't tell you. I'm a man.
Oh yeah,
Dundy's still the head coach there.
They have never played.
Okay,
never.
All right.
That's cool. Look, I always shit on bowls because, well, I don't. I think it's what I shit on is when people are like, we have to win we lost the Rose Bowl. My life's over. Exhibition game. But I do love these games. I get it. I love them.
Especially at 9:15 on a Wednesday night.
Bart's out here fighting kids about soccer takes. Very on brand. I said kid. He's like 29. Tim and I are old geezers now.
Yeah.
So, and they're young. Wow, I got to dig into these. So this is my day. I was at a bar where I had no Wi-Fi service.
So you couldn't see the bowl schedules coming out. They were trickling.
I barely I don't even know how my fantasy teams are doing.
Oh boy. The Orange Bowl, Bart, is literally going to be 2 teams in orange. Tennessee and Clemson.
Well, that is just tickle my tits funny.
Tickle your tits.
Wow.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, I got to dig into these.
So, bowl season right around the corner.
What are you doing tomorrow night? You want to go live Monday night for Bucks? Fucking Magic.
Sure. Next Monday, I'm going to Monday Night Raw. Are you?
I don't think so.
What?
Yeah, I didn't get tickets.
Yeah, I can go live
Well, you got to hook up with someone.
next Monday night or tomorrow night. I got nothing going on.
I don't know.
It's up to you, obviously.
No, tomorrow, Monday, I'll go live.
Yeah.
It's Monday for Raw. I don't think I'm gonna go.
I can't believe that.
I like Raw too.
You do.
Maybe I'll go. Should we look at the playoff picture since more than 3 people have asked about it?
Sure. That tie really kind of hurt the Packers, didn't it? With the Giants and Washington team.
Did people do what I asked and follow Milwaukee Pro Soccer yet? Trying to get him over 4,000.
4,000.
No, not one person went and did it.
Right.
MKE _Pro Soccer. What power I have.
You got me like 200 followers in a span of an hour.
Yeah, that was fun. All right, let's see. NFC playoff race. Eagles, Vikings, Cowboys, Niners, Giants, Washington, Seattle, Buccaneers, Lions, and then it says, if you are still looking for your team, you are a fucking moron.
Where are the Packers, Bart?
5-8. The Seahawks are currently playing the Rams as of this taping. If the Seahawks lose, they'll be 6-6. And then the Packers will be 1.5 games back.
All right. So you're saying there's still we're not dead yet.
We're not dead yet. So in the course of this podcast, I went from being really pissed off that Jair Alexander had the interception because he got rewarded for bad behavior, classic Bart phrase, to looking at the playoff race. So you guys did it to me. You got me.
Good job.
You got me. All right, man. Well, good to see you.
Yeah, it's always good to see you. We'll talk tomorrow night.
What do you got going on this week? Any job interviews?
That's my knowledge. Anyone out there need me? Anything? Give me a call.
So I told this place, I said, I don't want to work in a building. I want to work from home. They're like, well, that's not what we're offering. I said, well, this is my only suit, so I'm not buying more.
Save the story. Save the entire story for the day that you were going to do it, okay?
It was a real fork in the road moment in my life.
This is my only
It
suit.
was either get this really nice, well-paying job that, you know, you'll be in corporate America probably for the rest of your life, or do a podcast with Tim Shea.
Woohoo!
I picked you, Timmy.
Thank you. God bless you, Bart.
All right. If it's the podcast, if you're listening, we will go live tonight after the Bucks and Magic. And if you're enjoying this on YouTube live, thank you as always. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon games. Maybe I'll do an emergency pod for this big Colts Cowboys game coming up. But we'll see. So like and subscribe. Tell your friends.
Go Brewers.
Yeah. All right, buddy. See ya.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Bill.